And what has happened in our society is that even though we may believe that, the peer pressure to accept the culture of death surrounding the abortion mills has gotten to be so great that even when people disagree with it, they just keep silent. They just sit down and shut their mouths because someone has tried to make this into an issue of women's rights. Well, what about the baby? And you know, it's one of the most sacred relationships in the universe. A mother and that child inside of her. How have we become so distorted that we've managed to convince women that that baby inside of her is her enemy and that she has a right to kill it? You want to talk about distorted thinking. That's what happens to a society when they begin to reject the principles of a living God who understands that there is right and there is wrong. And it's not just abortion, but there's so many things that have changed in our society as we have managed to push away our faith. No right, no wrong, everything is relative. Just do what seems right to you. And that's what has happened to our society. You see it happening all over the place. And it's that peer pressure that makes us conform to it even when we don't believe in it. You know, growing up in Detroit, which is sort of like a bastion of democratic thought, and then from there on to New Haven, Connecticut, Yale University, another bastion of liberal democratic thought. And then University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, another bastion of liberal democratic thought. And then from there to Baltimore, Maryland, another bastion of liberal democratic thought. So guess what? I had liberal democratic thought. And you know, I never actually really liked the idea of abortion, even though I was a liberal Democrat. But I did believe in choice. I said, you know, I personally wouldn't agree with it, but anybody else can do what they want. I mean, why would I interfere with somebody else's choice? And that is until one day, I was thinking about slavery. And I was thinking about the abolitionist. And I said, what if the abolitionist had said, I don't believe in slavery, but anybody else can do whatever they want? Where would we be today? Slavery was a moral issue. And so is abortion. It's a moral issue that we're dealing with. And that's why I've gone in completely the opposite direction, feeling that we need to do everything we can do to preserve life. I remember being approached by one of the obstetricians, and he said, you have a tendency to do daring things. Well, I have this woman, she's pregnant with twins. And one of the twins has hydrocephalus, water on the brain, and the head is expanding rapidly.